George with 7 to shoot for the Clippers, drives in on Bullock. He goes to the house. Oh my! Hello, nasty!
I think you love this move. I think you like the end of it, by the way. PG throwing it down.
It's nice to see. They need a 3 to send this one into overtime. George, the step away for the tie. Oh my goodness! He put it in! God bless Paul George! The Clippers looking for the lead. George puts it up off the window. It's good! Are you kidding me? Paul George with 24. Timeout, Chicago.
To knock it in at PG, doing PG things right here. Nice touch. Mwah, off the glass.
George drives on Reeves, spins away, fades, fires. What a shot by Paul George. 15 points.
PG got himself going, gives a little dribble move demonstration, fades away, and nothing but net.
Have been both. Vincent guarded 3. Man with the rebound. Miami just 4 of 19 from the three-point line. Clippers creeping back into it. George from the line to the lane to the rim. Oh, takes it to the house and makes a little noise.
Doing what he does best. Identifies where the open spot is. And again, what about the screen right there? If Zubac was in the NFL, they'll call him for a legal pick.
George for the lead. Touchdown! 93-92. George with his 4th. Clippers by 9. George muscling his way. Spoon feeds Zoo. Look out below. Dangles above the carnage. And the Clippers lead 21-10.
Paul George early being the facilitator, not really looking to score. And Zoo able to slam it in for 2.
Jackson got that 2-year, $22 million contract with his performance in the playoffs. George 3 down and got it. And Wiggins was right there on that drive, and a foul called on the Clippers.
Look at this defense by Wiggins. I mean, he is draped all over.
This is the isolation, the complete side of the floor.
Oh my, what a big time shot by Paul George. Backing down on Davis, gets into the paint. Spoon feeds Ivica Zubac, who slams it in with 2.
Double team, find Zoo. Zoo moving to the open spot, side and underneath during the course of the game.
George makes the risky pass. Senior makes the tough shot. Book it for Marcus Morris. What a play for the Clippers. Clippers only 6 shots in the first 6 minutes of the 4th quarter. George. Oh, book it for Paul George.
Yeah. Paul George with the, miss between the legs.
Trail by just 6, all things considered. Hartenstein gets free inside to the rim with a left hand, counted on a foul, and send that young man to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point.
George catching it on the elbow a little bit. Then you go right into that middle pick and roll. You keep your shooter spread, and now Paul George just has to make a play. Hartenstein right there, able to absorb the contact.
Back out to Bay for 3. Strong. Morris has George leaking out. Make us proud. Punching it in with the right hand.
So that ball is moving. This is not the same team that turned it over 19 times.
Why, too, coming out in the zone defense. They're back in the man right now. The Mavericks. You see Paul George just manipulating the defense, maneuvering inside. Tag 2 right here. Again, inside Cauley Stein. Too far on the help. Paul George, excellent footwork. But I give Jason Kidd credit. At the beginning of this quarter, he came out in the zone. Why? That eliminate.
Jumper offline. George with the rebound. Here come the Clippers looking to push to the house and punches it in with the right hand.
No, he threw it down. Split the 2 defenders. Throw it down, PG.
Now Paul George does not have numbers. Goes up against Anderson. Dashing down the lane. Oh, comes up on the other side. 14 for Paul George.
And PG 13. Able to do what he does best, get a 2.
Going to settle for that 3.
37 for Curry. Inside man, and he puts it through, and George with a well-timed pass.
Dribble there, and
What a beautiful cut there. Put the pressure on Memphis to have to execute and win a game on the road when it counts down the stretch.
George for three. Got it! 4 threes. 34 for Paul George.
Needs him the most. He has to step up. Able to clear some space and get it.
58-42. Clippers out in front. Lob to Zoo. Makes the ground and makes the flush.
Tight middle dribble or a handoff by Zoo to Paul George. And Paul, because he's in attack mode, Nurkic has to respect that. And that time, Robert Covington.
Little with his second triple. 76-64. Give credit to the Blazers. Can Paul George make him pay? He does! Counted on a foul! Back, but Paul George and the Clippers will crescendo into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just when you thought it was safe to get back in the water, the shark jumps up and bites you. And that's Paul George.
To the rebound. Man behind the pack. George cannot get it to him. Maintains the bounce. Lobs it to Man, who flushes it in.
That's break points. Paul George. Look at 3-4 defenders all around him, and Terrence Mann able to get up and over the top. Paul George with a soft pass, and the defense started.
Warfare at the rim. George to Zoo for the flush. Clippers out in front 52-46. And the offense, my friends, is rolling in downtown Minneapolis.
Half the shot, make a play. Now your team benefits.
The open shots have not been the issue for the Clippers. They're getting more than they did a year ago when they led the league. Oh my goodness. It's official. He is a scoring supernova tonight.
Pick and roll game in transition. Turning the corner, getting to the rim there.
Good news for the Clippers. They only had 8 turnovers. However, Minnesota capitalized with 14 points. Oh, Ivica Zubac. You got to get up to throw down. Ivica Zubac now with 8.
Love to see the middle pick and roll with Paul George. Big Zoo right there, the pocket pass, because you have shooters that are spreading the court.
And now two Western Conference foes matching up. Two teams that have high expectations this season. George off to a great start tonight. Little shake and bake. High arching shot. Scores over Covington. Paul George.
Great footwork on the spin. And then down almost behind the backboard.
Al's been given the heavy burden of guarding George. He scored some points as well. Little step back three. And George stays hot.
And here it is. He gets the switch, so he gets McCollum. Not as good a defender.
Damian Lillard on George. He goes to work. He spins twice. He is fouled. And one. Paul George.
Clippers down, use some clock, and get the shot. Norman Powell a little late coming on the double team as he isolated on Lillard.